Buddy, live on TikTok, live on YouTube, live on X. Let me know if everybody in the chat can hear me okay. It's been a little while. Did you guys think I went anywhere? Did you guys think I gave up on crypto? Shame. Shame on you. Well, what's up, guys? I think the thumbnail kind of says it all. This is fine. Crypto is the most volatile asset class in all of human history. We've been talking about this for a long time. Beating that drum. So, if you're scared about the crash yesterday, Monday, maybe over the weekend, this is the game you're playing. Okay. So you're playing in basically leveraged stock market, basically. It's just like extreme volatility, but extreme potential for upside as well. So yeah, the whole stock market's down if you haven't noticed as well. It's good to zoom out. A lot of people check the price every single day with crypto. They get really worked up, really depressed and anxious because you're looking at it too much. You're too focused. You're too locked in, bro. The way I do crypto, okay, is I don't necessarily stare at the charts. I don't trade, right? I think trading typically gets people wrecked. And if you're going to play meme coins, you pretty much need to be an insider, okay? Because all the money is going to be made from those insiders that dump on the plebs 2 weeks to 2 months later. That's pretty much how most meme coins work, 90% of them. Some of them, people run with them a little bit longer. So, if you think all crypto is meme coins as well, there's a lot more to it. There's stuff that's worth believing in, worth holding longer term. For example, I like PulseChain, HEX, PulseX. I like INC token. I like Ethereum. I like Ethereum much better than Bitcoin. So if you're just starting out in crypto, if you're new here, I typically tell people start with Ethereum because that's something you can buy on Coinbase. That's something you can buy on any exchange is Ethereum. And then you withdraw that ETH into your own MetaMask wallet or your very own crypto wallet where you own the private keys. And if you're new here watching, I hope you're new. I really hope there's new people watching because this really is. I mean, if you were able to skip all the BS of the past 2 or 3 years and just started getting interested in crypto now, I mean, guys, this is like the best possible time. What did Ethereum hit today? 2,100, 2,400 now. Huge dips across the board. It's wild out there. So I'm actually moving some money around. I'm trying to buy the Ethereum dip again, even though I bought the Ethereum dip at 3,400. Oh no, the price is 40% lower. I'm okay with that because my time horizon is longer than 2 weeks. It's longer than 2 years. It's actually longer than most people can imagine. But, it's a get-rich slow scheme. That's what we've always been saying. And crypto does not get rich quick. The one guy that you hear about that chose the right meme coin that, bought Shiba and made $10 million. There's 10,000 people that lost money being degenerate gamblers for every one of those guys. So be careful out there. You can play with meme coins, do whatever you want with your money. But I'm telling you about some stuff that's worth holding for many, many years because it's not going anywhere. Right? So crypto as an asset class, all you got to ask yourself is it going to be around in a couple of years? Betting against crypto is kind of like betting against the internet, right? There's a lot of naysayers of the internet back in the early days. You can find some famous economists talking about the internet's going to go the way of the fax machine in the 90s, right? They were talking about the 90s, how the internet would never work, never make it. Crypto's the same way. There's going to be centralized cryptos. We've already got that. It's called the dollar. We've got decentralized cryptos, Ethereum, PulseChain, Bitcoin, HEX. These cryptos have no middlemen, no off switch. I prefer this kind of stuff, but you're going to have your choice. Some things are going to appreciate higher than others. Just pick the thing where there's still a community, still a founder, good utility, good functionality, good narrative, good storytelling, marketing, and find the community that you vibe with, right? But you're not really safe no matter what you're holding today. And why is that, guys? If people don't know why dump? Well, what it seems like is it's macro, okay? Everything is correlated to the macro in crypto. Everything. So there used to be this myth back in 2017 and 2018. I used to kind of believe this too because it was an easy myth to propagate when it was just good times and quantitative easing and infinite liquidity, 0% interest rates. People would say, oh, crypto is uncorrelated. It's a decorrelated asset, bro. Well, that myth, I stopped believing that myth a long time ago. And so anybody still telling you that is dead wrong. Like I said, It's kind of like leverage on stocks. Stocks are like the new, crypto's like the new stocks. Stocks are like the new savings account, really. I mean, because if you're just holding S&P 500, you need to have your money put to work for you. Otherwise, you're losing money every single day to inflation, which is a hidden tax. Basically, your purchasing power getting stolen from you. You know, how much does bread and gas cost relative to what your wages increased if you work a 9 to 5? It's not keeping up, right? People's quality of life can't keep up with the rising prices of everything. So, decorrelated assets BS. So, what does that mean? It just means that when the market tanks, crypto is going to tank. And so, what happened in the macro markets? It seems to me that, from what I'm reading, the Bank of Japan was kind of like the cheap money, right? The Bank of Japan has been doing, I think, since the 90s. They've been doing this for decades, what the USA was doing since 2008, which was 0% interest rates for their Bank of Japan. They're kind of like their federal funds rate. All right, so cheap loans, cheap money, cheap credit, meaning people could just borrow infinitely from Bank of Japan and then go buy US equities or literally anything else that had any ROI, any APR, whatever at all, because they don't have to pay, they didn't have to pay those back at the Bank of Japan because there's 0%, or there was very, very cheap fees, right? If the federal rate was 0, people could probably borrow for very, very low. And so who would have thought that the Bank of Japan, by raising their interest rates 1/4 point, just 1/4 point, that caused a cascade, right? I guess a lot of people were over leveraged on Japanese yen loans that then had to go rush to pay those back. So, you know, in finance, it's called the carry? Something like that. Anyway, that's what happened. So everybody had to, everyone was kind of caught with their pants down. Is the damage fully done yet? We will see, but we have seen the people that were the most over leveraged, such as, it seems like Jump Trading. Jump Trading, aka dump trading, aka jump off a bridge trading. So Jump Trading has a crypto arm, but they're also like a TradFi investment company. Okay, so they invest in traditional stuff. From what I understand with Jump Trading, this is interesting, they had to sell basically a lot of their crypto, and they might just totally can their crypto branch, Jump Crypto, because they had to basically liquidate, what was it, $315 million of Ethereum. And so you could see this on chain. You could see giant chunks of ETH going to Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, hitting all the major exchanges because Jump Trading, again, the crypto division of Jump Trading, Jump Crypto, rather, had to liquidate to cover the greater company as a whole. That's what I believe happened. So that's why we saw such a volatile spike in Ethereum, which has already been bought back up today. Let's check out the price of the coins, shall we? Let's check out the price of coins. Hey, here's a cool new website on the screen, by the way, GoPulseChain.com. GoPulseChain.com. I wonder if they have a price here now. We're just going to go to GoPulse.com. We are going to search for Ethereum. The price of Ethereum today, already back to 2,500. Not too bad at all. And it dipped as low as, what did it wick to? It wicked down to, what is it, 19? Oh, only 2,200. 2,200, sitting at 2,500 today. And guys, this is the game you're playing, right? So I hope nobody's scared out there. I hope people are buying this dip. If wire transfers didn't take so long, I would have bought yesterday. But I'm going to be buying the dip tomorrow once I get a second wire into my account. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually putting it into ETH just to ride that for a little bit. Probably rotate into PulseChain when the time comes. I've already got big bags of PulseChain, HEX, PulseX, but could use a little more ETH exposure. That's just me personally right now. So Ethereum, guys, $2,500. By the end of the month, it could be back to square one. Okay, it could be right back to where we started at, like, what, 3,500 by the end of the month. Look what happened in the COVID dip, guys. If you look at the Bitcoin price during the COVID dip, you basically had Bitcoin giant drop, COVID fears, and then like 1 week of price suppression, and then they just printed money again. Now this time, what are they going to do? The Treasury's confirmed that they are going to be injecting $46 billion of liquidity back into the system by buying back their own debt. So they're going to take on more of their own debt rather than the people having bought all the debt. That's what bonds are. It's just government debt. Okay. And this is a way for them to put some of their own cash back into the system without having to print more cash. So they don't have to do quantitative easing. But, you know, it's just a game of kicking the can down the road. That's all that the Fed and the Treasury, that's all these nation fiat currencies are doing. Kicking the can down the road, heading towards a hyperinflationary state. Basically, it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom to see who can devalue their currency the fastest. Now, the US dollar is probably just the least wrecked out of all the dollars, right? The Japanese yen just recovered a lot, which is bad for Japanese markets. Usually when the dollar's strong, the markets are weak and vice versa. Just because if people would rather have dollars than risk on assets, what do you think is going to happen? It's just money sloshing around to different asset classes. Let's take a look at, what was I just going to pull up? I've got a short attention span right now. Been sick for a couple days. Anybody else? Got a little stomach bug. I think I got food poisoning. Don't eat oysters if you cannot see the ocean from where you're eating them. I learned this the hard way. So still recovering from that. What was I going to look up? Oh yeah, the Treasury. Treasury buy back 46 billion. Let's see here. I guess we could go to the Treasury's website. I'm literally just quoting Twitter. But yeah, look, so they're going to buy, they're going to buy back from August 15th. What about this one? Here, this is the one. $4 billion at a time until they get to $46 billion. They're going to do this 9 times. Is that right? Hold on. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be over the course of the next 2 years, but they're just going to put out the fire, right? They're having an emergency meeting. People are betting on whether or not the Fed is going to lower interest rates and do an emergency rate cut, like a 0.5 percentage cut. And they might. All this stuff. You've also got political tension in Iran, Israel. So, you know, it's another reason for the USA to print more money, unfortunately. Wish there were better circumstances around that one. And then what else do you have? People were talking about this indicator. I'm going to try to find it. What was it called again? Because there's a big, like, fear-mongering campaign. Every time, by the way, guys, if you're looking at mainstream media, when has mainstream media ever told you anything positive about the state of the world at all? You know, if it bleeds, it leads. They prey off your emotions. And so don't be watching the mainstream media to get your news. They're just going to tell you how the world is feeling for the day with absolutely no sense of forward-looking predictions or, you know, trends at all. It's just panic. Everybody panic now. And if you're thinking that way, guys, please do not drop the ball. Don't fumble your bags at the very bottom. Please. I mean, this is a dip buying opportunity, okay? I mean, if you don't see it that way, you're either a believer in crypto or you're not, right? You either understand that it's here to stay or you think it's all a casino. And, you know, if you're going to give up at the bottom, that could possibly be the worst decision you'll ever make in your life. I almost feel like jump trading, right? Jump crypto. That's got to suck to be liquidating almost all of your Ethereum just to cover your TradFi bros. And then you're going to miss out on like a 5x in Ethereum. Maybe higher than a 5x, maybe like an 8x in the next couple of years. Yikes, that is rough. But yeah, the question is, how many more TradFi bros are out there that are over-leveraged on whatever yen loans or need to get out of whatever they're in? So let's see. What was that? Oh, yeah, the SAM rule. The SAHM rule. The SAHM rule is another, like, hot button topic that people are like, oh, this indicator, when it's triggered, it's only been wrong one time since 1959. And it's always predicted a recession. It's always predicted a recession every single time, except for one. Right? So right there already, you have like an anomaly. So it's like, okay, so you're saying the indicator is not perfect. But also, the average recession length, I believe, is 17 months. You know, even if there was a recession, you could have a shorter recession of 3 to 6 months. And on top of that, Some people might say we've been in a recession already. I believe we have been. If you qualify a recession by 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP, we've been in a recession since last year. So maybe we're on the tail end of the existing recession. But this SAM rule, SAHM, some guy named Sam, last name, basically, I think the rule is if the moving average of unemployment rate for the last 3 months is 0.5% above the all-time low unemployment rate over the previous 12 months, then there will be a recession. That's what this indicator says, okay? It's pretty simple, but it's also a short-term indicator, right? So it's tracking short-term volatile swings. So clearly there's been a huge uptick in unemployment, and it's bounced 0.5% above the lows of the past year in the last 3 months. So it's like a rate of speed in the recent quarter versus the past year. Now, look, there's other indicators that we can all look at. This one is just one of many. Just don't ever take any one indicator, because economists are wrong all the time. Like even this indicator, like it's saying here on this website, the SAM rule has already had a false positive, but it hasn't been wrong since 1970. Oh my God, that's really only like 50 years. Anything can happen. Don't put all your eggs in one indicator, Just going over the news, though. Crypto news. What else is going on in crypto news? Richard Hart and the SEC versus Richard Hart case will be meeting and convening on October 24th in New York City. Richard will probably not be there, but his lawyers will be. We're going to pack the courthouse, and the people on the inside are pretty bullish on the fact that, look, it might even get dropped. But you've got this guy with all this money, all this drive, trying to fight the SEC. And if you've made up a story to yourself that he's going somewhere, that he's gone forever, that he abandoned people just because you don't see him like streaming every day, you got to realize that he's never really left, and he's only just been working in the background. So, when you know that and you're taking a bet on this ecosystem, I think it's going to be extremely bullish on October 24th. I feel the case could actually get dropped on jurisdiction alone. But that's one of many cases, right? They're suing everybody out here. Hide your kids, hide your wife. It's Justin Sun. They're suing Coinbase. They've sued Kraken successfully. They tried to sue Kraken again. They sued Ripple and lost. They sued Debtbox and got their ass handed to them. They got disciplined. They got told off. I think they got punished somehow. I forgot if it was like a financial punishment where they actually owed money to Debtbox because they lied to the courts. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump would be one of the greatest things for the crypto markets. I think the Democratic Party is scrambling to find their stance on that, but they want a CBDC. They want centralization of power. Look, as a single issue voter, this is the most important issue of our time. Fixing the money, getting the money right, because that underpins all other human rights. Freedom of speech and movement are nothing if you can't pay to move and you can't pay to speak, right? I guess you could just go yell at the wall, or Twitter's free technically, but it definitely helps to have money. It helps to amplify your voice and your message. So, it also just brings fair trade and permissionless, borderless, peer-to-peer money. It's a better way to do money. That's what crypto is. Okay, people can't shut your bank account off if they don't like what you do. It helps insulate you from a future of kind of like the Chinese have with a social credit score. Imagine you have a social credit score and it goes below a certain threshold, and your bank shuts off your ability to buy, groceries. So you're living on the street because you're a bad citizen. And then who decides what's right and wrong? Who decides the social credit score, right? So if you say anything, I'm imagining a dystopian future, but I don't see it playing out like that because we have crypto now. And of course, there's probably going to end up being some kind of centralization, CBDC, NPC life that you could live. And then there's going to be some kind of 1 foot in the crypto world that you can live a little bit more free. But we already have crypto. Like, the cat's out of the bag. The technology's out there, so I don't really think you can put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? You've got free, censorship-resistant, peer-to-peer blockchains, open source. Of course, you've got like centralized fake crypto. You've got USDC, USDT. Literally, they have an off switch and an admin key. The company Circle or Tether that own USDC, USDT, they can just shut off people, right? Now, up until now, they've generally used their powers for good, right? Like shutting off North Korean hackers and stuff, but that doesn't mean they can't turn. I mean, we saw what they did to the Tornado Cash developers. Developers of open source software, privacy software, got put in jail. So crypto is not only the way out financially, but it's the way out for your freedom. It's the way out for your life, right? 10 years from now, if you want to buy something that your local jurisdiction says you can't buy, and they're not really in the business of giving power back. They typically just take power away. Hey, let's just say hi to the chat. I've been rambling. Red Squirrel, how's it going? Crypto Bigfoot, what's up? Crypto is my dominatrix. Me too, Richard's brother. Me too. Digital Money Marcus. Susie Q, what's going on, Susie Q? Zenith, what's up, dude? If the dollar issue isn't solved, we might run into a sovereign debt crisis in the next decade. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like it is solved by crypto. Crypto literally fixes this. PulseChain, there's no off switch. There's no middleman. HEX, there's no middleman. It can't be shut down. Literally cannot be unless solar flare, internet goes out, meteor, magnetic pole reversal. I mean, these are the things like catastrophic events. But you can't stop crypto. You can only slow down the usage of it, right? So the goal is just to get everybody on better money. So again, if you're new here and you're not educating yourself about crypto, do it before it's too late, before you're, next thing you know, I don't know, indoctrinated into some dystopian future where you don't have any money or you don't have any freedom to live the kind of life you want to live. So I know it sounds a little ideological and a lot of people are like, oh, that'll never happen, right? But, the Canadian truckers didn't think it was going to happen to them when they did a peaceful protest against COVID restrictions in Canada. Or the farmers from the Netherlands, I believe also got some of their bank accounts shut off. Correct me if I'm wrong, when the government told them they had to kill all their cows or something like that. But it's always for the greater good, right? It's always to protect the citizens. True freedom. Salud from Texas. Salud, Ramlos. The Grays currency. These prices are a gift. Shout out to the Grays currency. One of the very few coins that has done very well compared to Pulse. So their whole ecosystem. Somebody gifted me some UFO tokens. So I sometimes keep my eye on the Grays currency. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting what they're doing. Whitney Magic. Hey, nice to be here. Great to see you, Whitney Magic. Coffee, what's up? How you doing, Andrew? Good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. Let's read some of the crypto news, shall we? Well, this today wasn't really the most interesting. Let's see. People are comparing this to other pullbacks. I saw a chart that Sami posted. So far, at this time in the cycle versus every other previous 4 cycles, altcoins and Bitcoin have made a lot more returns for people. Now, I mean, I guess this is kind of expected when you think about it being a heavier object to move, right? But there's also there is a this time it's different moment. And the this time it's different moment is that crypto in the past 4 cycles existed purely in a quantitative easing environment. Money was easy to get. Times were good. People were partying. So even when you had a bear market in crypto, it didn't last long because the government kept printing money. So people would always, I think that might be where the decorrelated asset myth came into because, it would be like crypto crashed in January of 2018 from 20K down to 3K, right? But then like the greater markets were kind of okay. So some people might have said, oh, it's decorrelated. But on a long enough time scale, it's clear that that is not true. And because we're at this late stage, right, every cycle is going to have lower ROIs because it becomes there's higher and higher liquidity. That's why I prefer lower liquidity coins, newer coins. PulseChain, HEX, PulseX, these are lower liquidity. Cycle 1, they're all cycle 1 technically. INC token, cycle 1 coins, they're brand new, a year old, with less liquidity, meaning when you try to buy from a lower liquidity coin, the price goes up more. So Bitcoin has such high liquidity at this point that even though, 1 out of 20 people owns Bitcoin, I don't know if that's true or not, even though a big part of the world owns Bitcoin, the next 100 million Bitcoin users will not raise the price as much as that same 100 million users coming into, let's say, PulseChain, okay? Because it's a heavier object, because all their money going to buy from higher liquidity pools doesn't move the price. Liquidity is just how much is for sale. If there's more coins on the market for sale, you can't buy the price up as high when the prices are lower. Let's see what the chat is saying. When is the SEC court for PulseChain? Court date? The court date is, again, October 24th. October 24th. And it's not going to be like a decisive day, probably. I would love to see the case dismissed. I think there's a reasonable chance of that happening, but I don't want to get people's hopes up. Typically, SEC cases can last for 1 to 2 years, maybe even longer. But it's pretty clear that Richard's going to fight until they either give up. And who knows, when we get a new president, we might actually see some shifting around of the SEC. Gary Gensler might finally get fired. I know Trump said that he would definitely fire Gensler. I support that. But we also have to realize that political candidates are just kind of puppets for, the deep state and then large corporate interests. And then there's all kinds of people pulling their strings. I mean, they can be bought and paid for. And of course, there's always Congress who's in, they're in office for life, right? Whereas the president's only in office for 4 years. So it's, or 4 to 8 years. So it's a figurehead, the president, but it's not worth getting so wrapped up in identity politics, us versus them, red versus blue, because they're both going to promise a lot and then not do all the stuff they said they were going to do. However, like I mentioned, being a single issue voter, the choice is obvious for me personally. If only everybody thought the same way I did. We'd all be rich if everybody agreed with me. Let's see. Bitcoin, the US. So much obsession with where are we in the cycle. I don't even care. I'm surviving till 25. I'm bullish until late 25. It might take a little while this cycle for us to really heat up. Again, we've never had crypto in a recession. I think we're already in a recession. I think we've been in one for a year, maybe more. But depending how you define it, right? Everyone's going to pretend, we're not in a recession. We changed the definition of recession. Sometimes it's politically driven. Sometimes it's just people not wanting to see the truth, wanting to put their head in the sand. But, after 10 years of quantitative easing, something had to give. And now we're going through this more of a volatile period, it seems. Like with COVID, their solution was just print their way out of it. With this current cycle, it seems like their solution is to inject liquidity via bond buybacks, maybe lower interest rates again. So I think things are going to get more chaotic. I think we've all got to learn to thrive in the chaos, which I picked crypto, right? That's literally all crypto is. It's just chaos and people yelling at each other, throwing shit at each other like a bunch of monkeys. It's always going to be chaotic, guys. There's never going to be a time where you can look at things and be like, everything's good now. Everything's fine. There's always going to be something you could look at that's going to bother you if you let it. But we're all going to win, guys. Crypto's going to go up. Crypto will pump. Crypto will pump. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. And you just want to be on the right side of it. So like somebody said in the chat earlier, this is a gift if you look at it that way. Just don't look at your portfolio on paper value. Do yourself a favor, just press the buy button and don't look at the net worth number. Check back in a year or just maybe even a month. Honestly, we might make a V bottom just like the COVID crash. We might be back to the races by end of August. Could happen. The reverse carry is unwinding. Japanese yen versus US dollar. Looks like yen is going up versus the dollar finally. But yeah. Nobody would have thought that a tiny little quarter basis point, 0.25% move in Japanese interest rates would cause this cascading effect. I guess it's like when people get accustomed to things, they think that it's just going to be like that forever, right? The only constant is change. So the sooner you can all realize that the only constant is change, you'll realize it's going to be okay. It's got to roll with the punches and realize that you are in the greatest asset class of all time, highest appreciating ever. This kicks the stock market's ass. It's way better than hiding money under your mattress. I mean, definitely keep some cash around, right, in case of emergencies, but money is losing value every single day. You know, people talk about savings accounts, and I feel kind of bad, right? You're not gonna store wealth with a savings account at all. It's good to have some savings, okay, some liquidity. So if your house burns down, you can live in a hotel for a while or something. But yeah, saving money, it just doesn't work like the way it used to. It does not work the way it used to. Bitcoin sees worst decline since FTX collapse. Well, what do we want to talk about, guys? It's all going to be fine is all I'm saying. Everything is going to be okay. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. Oh, and by the way, we're getting a new on-ramp, a new fiat on-ramp. Not talking about Coast. I'm talking about the PulseChain Foundation is going to be funding a brand new, I can't say too much about it, but you're going to be able to buy Pulse with Google Pay, Apple Pay, in the USA, credit card, buy and sell, ACH. It's going to be a fiat on and off-ramp, not an exchange listing, but coming soon. PLS will get easier to buy. And on top of that, I believe that the Coast platform, 0xcoast.com, otherwise known as gainpulsechain.com, I can't wait till this comes out because I am going to be shilling it from the rooftops far and wide, all day, every day. Gainpulsechain.com is going to be activated again in the USA finally, after it's already been active in over 160 countries worldwide. So anybody can buy HEX, PLSX, PLS, or INC, I believe, directly to their wallet. So cuts out the flow of funds, and it also it's not even an exchange, right? So it's not a site that's designed for trading. It's a site that's designed to get you to just buy it and then hold it. Kaka says, thanks, brother. No problem, dude. Sami video today on others versus BTC is amazing. Yep. Shout out to Sami for the consistency, man. What a warrior that guy is. If you haven't noticed, I took a little break. Got a little hedonistic for a while, but we're back, guys. We're back. Why not come back at the lows and tell people to buy the dip? I'm buying the dip. Can't wait for that wire to clear tomorrow. But yeah, Ethereum, PulseChain. Let's take a look at the ETH to PLS ratio, shall we? ETH to PLS ratio. Let's just open this one more. So we changed the ratio up here, guys. If you want to know about ratio trading, we don't want to see the price of Ethereum in dollars. Let's see the price of Ethereum in Pulse terms. It's actually been kind of range bound around between 60 and 80 for a couple months, but really in the past, since the beginning of the year, yeah, Ethereum has been rising on in PulseChain, and then it's coming down a little bit right now. So interesting there. We'll see how this plays out. But right now I am sitting in the Ethereum PLS liquidity pool, and I'm earning, let's go see how much I'm earning. app.pulsex.com. All these links, by the way, guys, are in the description below if you want to follow along. app.pulsex.com is the main DEX on the PulseChain ecosystem. Follow along with me, guys. If you're new, this is actually a really good tip for some crazy yield. Just saying. You don't have to do it, but if you understand yield farming, watch my tutorials if you don't. Go to the Earn tab, go to the Farms tab, and right now 44% APR payouts from ETH PLS. So if you bond these together, because I'm bullish on both, right? One of them might temporarily outperform, like we saw at the beginning of the year, right? Ethereum ripped up and against PLS. But now there's a little bit of a correction. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if it's, there's really not enough chart history to even be definitive, but you might be able to draw a support and resistance line right here. So who knows? Maybe if you want to wait for a mean reversion, it might be a good idea to enter your liquidity play right around the 48 million, maybe. 48 million pulse per one ETH. Maybe. Okay, just spitballing here. I don't have a crystal ball. Anything could happen. Ethereum could just keep skyrocketing up, or Pulse could, skyrocket up. And that would, if Pulse goes up in price relative to ETH, right, that would make this go down because this is ETH versus Pulse. So it would take you, so the same amount of Ethereum would be buying you less Pulse if Pulse is getting more expensive. So Pulse would go down. Learn about ratios. Just think about it. Think about it, guys. $100,000 investment. If you're sitting out there with $100,000 on the sidelines, you're going to get paid $44,000 a year in the form of INC token, and the price of INC token might go up, which would increase the APY, and the price of Ethereum and PLS might probably go up. So either way, you're holding some coins that all have a lot of potential, and you're getting paid to do so to offset the impermanent loss. I think it's a good opportunity, guys, if you don't want to have to pick a winner between Ethereum and Pulse. Now, what other pools am I in? Just so you guys know, I'm in the PulseX PLS pool. That's paying out about 13% APY. So I'm locking my PulseX with my Pulse. And then I'm locking my HEX with my Pulse for right now 27% APR. Oh, and I'm also in the INC PLSX pool earning 28%. So really these four, right? These four. Crazy high APYs. Especially for bigger holders too, like whales coming in. And I want to be talking to whales, right? I hope there's some business owners or some 5-6 figure investors out there that are sidelined right now because, Jesus, the time is actually right now. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Predictions for PulseChain. I think 100x is feasible. I think, 1,000x from bottom to top, but no one's going to make that 1,000x, right? And if we're only talking about one cycle. My stance on this really hasn't changed over the past, even before PulseChain launched, I was saying this. I was saying I don't think it's going to do 10,000x like HEX did, but I think if you cherry pick the absolute bottom and absolute top, all that would mean is we'd have to get to 3 cents, right, to do 1,000x. And then maybe you capture a couple hundred if you're lucky. And even if you're not lucky, like on the low end, shoot, 10x. 10x could be life-changing money for some people, right? But that would be like very, very low end. Probably more than a 10. But that's really just going to depend on how many people buy it. The only thing that matters for the price to go up is people buying and not selling. Which is unfortunate, right? Because a lot of people, myself included, have been very distracted, right? I'd much rather stick to the main coins that I believe in for the long term and promote those than get distracted by, a new coin every week. Because there's tons of meme coins. Most of them just come and go in a couple weeks. Some of them don't, right? Like Teddy Bear. P-Dye is still around. So, hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna get in a call. I'm gonna ignore that. Sideline now is certain death, right? Yeah, it is. But also you can earn pretty high APY on stablecoins right now because everybody wants to borrow. Let's take a look, right? What about the Spark.fi? I wonder what the Spark.fi rates are right now. You can earn 8% APY. Remember, that was 5% earlier, so 8% APY, or 7% APY for just sitting on your DAI right there. There's also a different one. I saw a protocol paying out 13% APY. Was it Compound? I'm just showing you guys this because it's like somebody said being sidelined in cash is death. Yeah, I don't want to be sidelined in cash, but if you have a pile of cash that you're sitting on and you want to put it to work in like DeFi protocols, let's see. Let's open this up here. What are they paying these days? Oh, only 4.6%. Nothing crazy. But where are you going to get that in a savings account? Maybe some high interest savings accounts, actually. So maybe never mind. But there are places to stick your dollars right now. Stable coins if you got them. That's not even a topic I want to talk about, though. A token only moons starting at the bottom. Rect, rinse, repeat. You are correct. You are correct. It's got to start somewhere. Remember that even bad napkin math shows 2% inflation rate will have your savings after 25 years. That is a pretty good, it's a good call, Zenith. Even with 2% inflation, which we all know, inflation is much more than 2%. I'm going to show you a website called trueflation.com. Trueflation.com. What is the actual inflation rate aggregated in the USA? 25.2%. That's over the past 4 years it seems. Compounded inflation rate. Oh, it's compounded. So, look. Past 3 years, rather. Is it? 3.5? 3.5 years. We could see probably the categories with the highest appreciation is going to be food and beverage probably, and then also gas, transportation probably. But look at it, might actually be coming down a little bit. Either way, inflation is not 2%. It's much higher, and it's definitely much higher in certain categories. Okay, this is all actually powered by crypto stuff, by the way. It's like an on-chain oracle. Truth? I thought it was powered by Chainlink. I guess it's powered by, I don't even know what Truth is. I gotta look that up. But yeah, guys, look, I hope you're here. I hope you're buying. I hope you're buying the dip and not panicking, because it's gonna be fine, guys. I've been in crypto 9 years, since 2015. I've seen all kinds of short-term crashes, and they just always print their way out of it, right? Because the only other option is like World War III, Depression, Great Depression, like 5 to 10 years of terrible, terrible lives for everybody. Nobody wants to do that. Every politician wants to get reelected. Every single government is printing their fiat currency to oblivion. Fiat currency is just government currency, by the way. The US dollar is a fiat currency. The Japanese yen is a fiat currency. The Chinese yuan is a fiat currency. The Great British Pound is a fiat currency. So some new people don't actually use that word a lot. Like normies don't really understand even what that word means. So look, guys, if you're brand new to crypto and you want to learn, I do have a course, hexpassiveincome.com, link in description below. Also, if you've got some money to invest and you want some more personal attention, you can also book a call with me one-on-one, and we can walk through a plan if you want to work with me one-on-one. More hand-holding, more personalized help. But if you're brand new to crypto and you don't know anything about it, that course is a great place to start. All my free videos are a great place to start. Just go watch all my tutorials, and you'll be ahead of the curve. You'll be ahead of the curve. We haven't really even seen euphoria yet, you know? All this meme coin mania degeneracy has kind of been, not a whole lot of new people. And the new people that do get in, it's just like, oh, they get the Phantom app and they go to Jupiter and they buy some shitcoin. And they're not like really doing crypto the right way, right? Morgan Stanley to become the first Wall Street bank pitching Bitcoin ETFs to clients. Wow. That headline would have been unfathomable like even 5 years ago. But Bitcoin ETFs are being pitched just like we expected to every little mom and pop, every client at Morgan Stanley is probably going to be allocating some of their money into Bitcoin and be the exit liquidity for all the guys that got into Bitcoin early. So congratulations, Bitcoin. Early guys, you won. But there's new games in town. Much more interesting things than Bitcoin these days. Much more. Hey, Spike, what's up, playas and dogs? How you doing, Spike? Do I think INC continues outperforming Pulse and PulseX? Keeps outperforming PLS? No, see, that's a good question, Anon. Let's look at the ratios because I'm glad you brought that up. So, all right, let's go here. Let's go to Dex Screener so I can see WPL PulseX. So here's what he's talking about. Recently, the price of PulseX has been really moving ahead relative to Pulse. Well, by moving ahead, I just mean not falling as much, I guess I should say. But if we change the ratio here, look, it's over a 2-to-1, right? So it's under a 2-to-1, I should say. One PulseX is worth 60% of a Pulse. Okay, that's pretty good. So PulseX has been doing great, But I expect these to, like I said, mean reverts. I don't expect that when one starts outperforming the other that's just going to happen forever. It's hard for me to imagine one-to-one parity. Maybe we tap one-to-one, but then it resets. Look, it'd be really cool if there was one-to-one. Maybe there's such high liquidity that maybe we get to one-to-one and we actually stay there. I would be amazed if that happened, and that'd be great, right? That would just make life easier. You wouldn't have to worry about choosing one or the other, but I don't, because they do different things, right? PulseX is a completely different coin, deflationary, different value props, scared, all kinds of different things you could do with each of these tokens. So they're different. So I don't expect them to be one-to-one because I think, different strokes for different folks. We thought we had a top at around 2-to-1 ratio here. So look where this line is, right? 0.5 to 1. But we just broke through that, which is remarkable. Very remarkable. But if I had to bet money, I would say that maybe it goes a little higher, but eventually it probably does revert back to the mean. Now, what will the mean be? We'll see how high it goes. I was kind of thinking the mean was 3-to-1 over here. Okay, based off the limited information I had, I was thinking right around here might be the mean, but now we're in new territory, right? Uncharted territory. So maybe we touch 1. Maybe we touch 1-to-1 and then we revert back to 2-to-1. Or on the flip side, 0.5 to 1. Let's see if I can invert this. Invert. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There's a way to do that. There's like a command to do that. But anyway. Yeah, if it taps 1-to-1, great. I guess the answer to that question is uncharted territory. I don't expect them to pair at 1-to-1, but maybe we have a new mean to revert to. Like, look at how many times it touched 2-to-1. 1, 2, 3 times before breaking through. So, what's stronger, the 2-to-1 ratio or the 3-to-1 ratio? Time will tell. Time will tell. All right. And do I think that's going to keep happening? Look, I think it could keep happening. INC continues outperforming PulseX. I don't even know if that's totally true. INC versus PulseX has been flatlining, which is great for the yield farmers, right? Very minimal impermanent loss. Oh, well, not so much flatlining, but it did for a while. Now it's dipped a little bit. It's not that big of a dip, right? Like, look at the whole chart. It's still, if you compress the chart, it kind of looks like, sideways action here, even though it's down 20% from last month. I'd love to see this stay within a range. INC is unpredictable. INC, who knows, guys? Like with INC, it's just the incentive token. It never had a purpose. It's basically PulseChain's meme coin, right? Because it doesn't really do anything. But people like it. It is scarce. It has a green logo. INC. Where my INC sells at. INC token is the reward token for yield farming. What else can you really say about it? It inflated from 0. Some people might like the fair launch idea, even though it's totally subjective what fair launch means to you. The fact that the only people that can get this token are the people that provide liquidity. I mean, you could always buy the token on the market, but in order to mint the token, fresh, new tokens, you need to be putting up a lot of risk in the yield farms with impermanent loss. So let's just enjoy the times of these ratios being relatively sideways. But yeah, I wouldn't call that like a huge INC. I wouldn't call that a huge dip. But time will tell. Susie, I really appreciate you for your kindness, and it's okay, keep going. Streams feel like a warm cup of coffee. Susie, I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that. It's pretty good, I think even the socials, right? Twitter's been pretty good lately. I think everybody that's wanted to capitulate has capitulated. And it's funny, it's like we saw Ethereum drop 20% in a day. And PulseChain only dropped 6% for that same day. Like, PulseChain's been holding support at, at 3 or 4, 4 zeros and a 4, 4 zeros and a 3. Part of me kind of expected that when shit hit the fan yesterday, or 2 days ago, I almost expected Pulse to go to like new all-time lows. And the fact that it didn't, the fact that PulseChain held up, shows me that we have rinsed a lot of people. I mean, our peak maximum fear might have happened before the rest of the market's maximum fear. I mean, think about it. Altcoins are leverage on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum are leverage on stocks and equities. It kind of makes sense that they would react faster to anything negative, and people are more skittish in the things that they think are riskier. Now, due to information asymmetry, I don't believe PulseChain to have the same risks that a lot of people probably think. There's still people out there that think that the SEC somehow has the ability to shut PulseChain down. PulseChain's not a company. HEX is not a company. It's code that lives online. The probability of people getting involved to the point where they knock on validator nodes worldwide, if they do this to PulseChain, what does that mean for Ethereum, right? If global governments want to all get together to ban open source blockchain technology, then we're fucked in more ways than just PulseChain at that point. Ethereum is screwed. The Bitcoin maxis have this weird pipe dream that every other coin's going to get, saying that they wish Trump got assassinated. That's just sad. It's a fear-based mentality, because you're basically saying, I'm so insecure in my beliefs that I want all the competition to just be unfairly treated and taken down and censored. So it's funny. It's funny, man. People have this like weird, I think it's like an incel fantasy of like, well, it's like, well, you were partying with girls. I was studying the blade. I was studying the blockchain. Now you come to me asking for help. It's like people that got mistreated their whole life. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad out there. Just pick your coin and don't be a dick. How hard is that? So Miguel says, saludos. Hola, Miguel. ¿Qué tal? Estoy aprendiendo español. Necesito practicar con somebody. PulseX is my biggest bag. I might rotate some PulseX into PLS. Oh, and on. Yeah, that's, honestly, yeah, this would, well, let's wait and see, man. That's a good call. Like, I would have my finger on maybe a tiny ratio trade here for PulseX, but it's pretty strong right now. PulseX is pretty strong. I have no idea how high it can go, but, the higher it goes towards parity of one-to-one parity, the more I'd be having my trigger finger would get itchier on that sell button. Great job, Coffee. Keep doing. I will keep practicaring. Let's see. A token only moons starting at the bottom. They're called nerds. Yeah, nerds. Good old fashioned nerds. Guys, look at the prices. Everything held up pretty well. For the recession, World War III fears, the world's gonna end. CNBC told me the world was gonna end yesterday, but I think we're doing all right. I guess some people might say we've already entered World War III, but that would be the Alex Jones types. I don't know. I hope not. I really, really hope not. Oh, God. I've got a cough, guys. Hold on a second. I'm going to mute myself. Oops. I forgot to mute myself. Oh, guys. I'm purging. I'm purging it all. Yeah, guys, don't eat oysters in the Midwest. I've also been traveling a lot. It's probably something to do with it. If you guys ever get a chance to go to Mykonos, it's a Greek island. Beautiful place. Maybe one of the best weeks I've ever had in my life. So good. Coffee is the best educator. Thank you, KZ. Look, if anybody has questions, please feel free to ask. I'll be here for a while. Not going anywhere. Yeah, just buying the dip. Happy to answer anything. That's what's happening in the macro, though, right? And then you've also got, of course, like, who was selling Bitcoin the other day? Not the German government. I think somebody else. Maybe I'm thinking of jump trading. Hey, Eric Trump says he has fallen in love with crypto. They are really going to win that crypto vote. I swear to you. I mean, I guess come election season, it's going to show how much the crypto vote actually matters. Because we also got to realize that our favorite thing, which is crypto, even though I think it's the most important thing right now, other people think AI is the most important thing. Other people think like longevity and AI are all very important things. Longevity, AI, and crypto. But like some people literally think that like, I don't know, gun control is the most important thing. Or like, you know, organic farming. Everybody has their most important thing, but crypto's a movement that I think is so big that it transcends all of these other kind of hobby type of things. We're talking about money, right? Like you got to get the money right. You can't stifle crypto, otherwise everyone's going to move out. Just go to a better country where they're treated best. By the way, guys, you have free coins on PulseChain Network. So if you held $100,000 worth of DAI stablecoin on Ethereum on May 13th when the fork happened, May 13th, 2023, you have about $100 of PDAI. Because every one, well, no, you have like $10. No, you have $100. Because every PDAI is worth 0.1% of a regular DAI. Sandy B, the dude. What's up, gang? Gang. Monetary system is the foundation of civilization. Yeah, dude. They used to like roll giant rocks into neighboring tribes as like proof of work. I read the Bitcoin Standard, bro. I know what's up. It's funny, Saifedean Ammous, the author of the Bitcoin Standard, he got so much criticism for that book because I guess some of the research in it was actually not quite true. Nevertheless, it's a pretty good book. Hey, Crypto Khalil had a good tweet. If anybody was wondering how much INC inflates every year, the actual math says that it's about 31.5 million INC tokens created every year. It's not that much, right? I mean, unit bias, right? Unit bias aside. All right. Wow, Donald Trump will be doing a major interview with Elon Musk. Details to follow. Did you see that Cybertruck that they gifted to Trump? It's so funny. It says "Make America Great Again" on the front, and then it's got like a picture of his iconic picture, which is of course hard to find on Google these days, isn't it? It seems pretty odd that the iconic picture of the Trump assassination attempt seems to not be circulating on places like Facebook or Meta. Freedom of speech is alive and well on X, though. It's alive and well. INC to $1,000, I think easily can happen. INC to 1,000, hell yeah, dude. Love it. Love the bullishness. Hey, what's up, Matty Allen? How you doing? Coinbase should claim their free coins to support PulseChain. Maybe, but they'd probably just dump them, you know? I think a lot of people talk about, like, telling exchanges that they have free coins on PulseChain. I don't think the exchanges care, man. I think they make way too much money. And I think even if they did have, let's say, like $500,000 of free coins, like, I think they'd sell them and just extract the value back to Ethereum. I don't believe that exchanges are really our friends so much, or that they're going to be like super psyched about their free coins. Even regular people aren't even that excited because they don't understand. They don't understand that free money is literally sitting there for them. They just want to know top 5 picks of the week. Top 5 meme coins to make you overnight millionaire success. Fuck that. If you're listening to that kind of crap, good luck. Good luck. I wish you the best. Buy as much of RH coins as you can right now. Eventually they will be out of reach. You know, like a million Pulse might one day be like a lot of money. Right now, what is it? $40? $50? A million Pulse might be like $1,000 one day. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, fuck, I should have bought more. Coffee, could I give my honest prediction on where PulseChain peaks this bull market? Yeah, let's see. Let's see here. Well, I mean, let me just pull my crystal ball out of my ass. You know, maybe half a penny. I think half a penny could be a conservative, maybe like a regular sized prediction. Sure. But then you got to give a range, right? I don't know. Regardless of what I say, someone's going to be like, you said half a penny and then it only went to a third of a penny. We're all just guessing. That's the thing about all these crypto channels. People can draw lines, technical analysis, but we're all just guessing because when you get into uncharted territory, there's no telling when something is going to stop because you don't even have technicals to really draw. I guess you can draw Fibonacci's and stuff like that, but it's all just probabilities. Nobody has a right or wrong answer. And at the end of the day, it's like fundamentals that make me so bullish. And not even fundamentals, it's like what crypto is fundamentally. Not fundamentals as in like, oh, is Germany selling or is Mt. Gox selling? That stuff does matter, you know, in shorter terms, but will there be more people adopting crypto in the future than there are today? I think the answer is yes. Will there be more people in the PulseChain community than there are today? I think the answer is obviously yes. And when communities are smaller, they can explode much quicker. And, right, you can get Metcalfe's law. So you could say if you 10x the user base, you 100x the price, even though that's very oversimplified because not every user is equal. One guy with $1 million is equal to 1,000 guys with $1,000, right? So not everyone's economic energy is equal. What we could say, if you want to do the actual math, is we can look at all the liquidity on stablecoins here. So between DAI, USDC, and USDT tied to PulseChain, you got 14 million, 5 million, 5 million. Let's call it 6 million, 5 million. So 14 plus 6 plus 5 is $25 million of stables. About $25 million of stables. Okay. And you could say on a perfect symmetric V2 liquidity pair, if you 10x the number of stable coins, then you literally do 100x the price mathematically. So an injection of $250 million coming into the ecosystem could 100x the price. And what if Richard, you know, a lot of people also incorrectly assume like, oh, you're just sitting around and you're waiting for the sacrifice wallet to just pump all your bags. That'd be nice. That would be very nice. But I don't think it's going to take as much. It's definitely not going to take the full 250 million. Let's say there's a benevolent whale that likes to buy their own coins. Let's say God Whale comes back. You know, God Whale's not associated with the origin address at all. Just a really rich guy that pumped HEX in the early days. Right? Not Richard, some other guy. This guy pumped HEX, and then after he did that, everybody else bought because people are plebs and they only like to buy when candles are green because they feel safe. Because everyone else already did it, so their confirmation bias is met. Oh, the coin went up a lot. It must be a good buy. So they add to that buy. It's a reflexive system, both up and down. So what I'm saying is if $250 million does a 100x for the price coming in, and we see that's only $250 million, right? We've got chains out there with billions of dollars in stablecoin liquidity, in stablecoins on chain. That's actually another good metric to track too. DeFi Llama. DeFiLlama.com will show you like all these different chains and how much bridged stablecoins they have. Look. So stablecoins. Total? Is this total? Yeah, this is between all chains, right? There is $85 billion worth of stablecoins locked between all the top chains. All right. So if we only get a tiny little $250 million of those flowing into PulseChain, let's say, you know, 100 million gets injected from, say $50 million comes in from the sacrifice wallet or some other whale or whatever. People aren't going to be selling into that. People are going to be buying into that. If times are good and Ethereum is up, let's say Ethereum's at $15,000, then you get like a sudden injection of a big God whale character comes in with like $10, $20 million. Everyone gets excited. Everyone tells their friends. there's no telling how high it can go. I think $250 million for 100x is more than achievable. Very, very achievable. Let's look at like Tron. Tron stablecoins. If a chain like Tron can get $7 billion worth of stablecoins in there, we can get there one day, definitely. We can definitely get to that level one day. Tron's not, well, I don't know. They got a lot of Chinese partnerships. I don't know much about all their stuff. How about Base? Now, yeah, Base does have Coinbase behind them, right? Jesse Pollock it's easier when you have Coinbase funding and all that. But $1.3 billion into Base layer 2. And this is a pretty new chain, right? Pretty new chain. Only since 2023, they were able to accumulate 1.35 billion. Let's see about PulseChain. This is going to look so small, right? Look, $300 million in TVL. And what are the stable coins? $67 million total of stable coins. That is minuscule compared to things that are also haven't been around that long, 5 years, 6 years. They're able to capture billions of dollars of on-chain TVL. Let's see, bridged TVL. Look, PulseChain still in the top, number 35 for bridged in total value locked. It's a year-old chain with no VC backing. And it's all real too. I don't know which one of these chains has like real liquidity versus I don't know how to audit them all to see if they're counting like, I don't know, shitcoin, a bunch of shitcoins as TVL. Bid side, yeah, bid side. Half a penny unsubbed. All right, bro. How about a full penny for you? A full penny. Honestly, 3 pennies is possible. I'd love to see 3 cents. 3 cent pulse. Lights out. What's up, dude? How's it going, man? All of us, period. All guesses. It's hard to predict how euphoric behavior can push up the price of lower caps. Yeah, it is. It is. It's also hard not to get caught up in the euphoria. You know, raise your hand if you bought HEX in 2021, lol. It's really easy to buy when people are excited and everyone's rich and partying. Yeah, really easy to buy back then. But it wasn't so easy to buy in 2019 or 2020. It was actually not. You know, there was a lot of FUD on HEX. A lot of hate. I mean, I don't even see the same levels of hate now about the PulseChain ecosystem that I saw for HEX in 2020. I've seen people, jealous, angry, broke haters within the community, just yelling at each other online. But that's different, right? Like, the haters used to be outside of the community. Now you've got, like, self-immolating haters that it's like, why are you even on PulseChain then? Which, luckily, I think some of those guys have just left. So, that's cool, man. Good riddance to anyone that's a detractor that doesn't believe, right? Well, to be frank, half a penny does kind of make sense, and I'm aware this is a guess, hoping no one uses that against you. Oh, I don't care, man. Everyone uses everything I say against me all the time. It's what happens when you're online. Bunch of nameless, faceless cowards. They cherry pick little tiny things you say, and then they, rather than blame themselves for their own poor life choices and for why ever they feel like shit about their lives, it's easier just to point to the face that you see on the internet and say, it's that guy's fault. It's that guy's fault I'm not rich yet. Sure, buddy. But don't worry about it, Socrates. I like making predictions. I've been hoping for $1 HEX for a long time. Long time now. 3 penny resubbed. Hell yeah. Got Urban Productions back. Got him back. Lights Out says we were the most hated of all time. We were like blackballed by the entire crypto industry, man. Lights Out remembers. Lights Out's a real OG for real. Like, we had to battle like mainstream crypto articles calling it a scam, it'll never work, saying Richard's going to jail. I've heard Richard jail so many times that I just now it's like he's facing the final boss, which is the SEC. And he's got 11 lawyers and bajillions of dollars. Yes, that's a real number. And nothing but time and motivation. to try to literally make the world better. So, like, worst case scenario planning, the SEC finds him. The SEC does not send people to jail. It just makes me laugh every time I hear Richard going to jail. Richard, just don't do anything stupid, man. Don't go rob the 7-Eleven, bro. He'll be fine, you guys. He will be fine. I've got a really bad cough. I don't want to cough on stream. Blow your guys' eardrums out. Cheated. Randy says cheated. Lol. Because HEX is the greatest crypto of all time. I agree. Time will tell if the market decides. Hey guys, hold on 1 second. I gotta go cough up a lung real quick. All right, I'm back. Oh, by the way, shout out to PulseChain.store. PulseChain.store for the awesome iPhone case. Check out that iPhone case right there. It's got the Pulse Gradient Louis Vuitton ripoff PulseChain logo. I love it, man. I love it. I also got these shoes. Hold on, I want to show you guys these new shoes. Oh, all right. Got the Louis Vuitton ripoff Converse PulseChain logo shoes. Get yours today at PulseChainStore.com. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Let's see. Let's get a clear picture. Shoes. Boom. Alrighty. 0.0003 would be a blessing, maybe in 2040. Nah, dude. Sooner than that. 2040, come on. If I really thought that it was going to take till 2040, I'd go just like, why would you even quit your day job? Like, that's just, no. I refuse 2040. I'm extremely bullish on PulseX. A lot of people are bullish on PulseX. A lot of people are very bullish on PulseX. Yeah, wasn't there something like how ancient Rome started devaluing their currency like crazy right before it collapsed? Kind of feels like that's where we're at. Bond buybacks, everybody. Crypto's a hedge against, well, really the only reason crypto is useful is censorship resistance and storing value. It stores value faster than the depreciating dollar, and it you can send it to whoever you want. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money. I don't think anybody should be able to tell you what to do with your money. Hey, Coffee, I bought $1,000 of PulseX yesterday, but I can't seem to find it. I can see the transaction went through, but I just don't got my PulseX. Can I claim in someplace? Yeah, there's nowhere to claim it, Mads. It's probably just that you're not clicking the... maybe you're not connected to the right network. So this is to Mads Peterson, all right? If you click on your MetaMask, right? Click on your MetaMask wallet. In the upper left corner, there's a drop-down menu where you can flip-flop networks between Ethereum and PulseChain. So make sure you're connected to the PulseChain network, because on the Ethereum network, you're not going to be able to see those particular coins. Oh, and also they don't get added automatically either. So another thing you have to do, let me show you this. When you're on PulseX, right? There's to Mads Peterson. If you're not seeing your coin, right? Click on PulseX right here. And click on the copy button, okay? Copy the token address. And then in your MetaMask, go to import tokens. And then paste that token address right there. So you see where my mouse is on the screen here? You know, you just go to PulseX, right? And refresh the page. See how there's a copy button here? Copy that, open MetaMask, click import tokens, and paste it right there, and you'll be good to go. Don't worry, your coins are on the blockchain. You're like, once your coins are on the blockchain, you'll always be able to see them. And you could always visualize it on scan.pulsechain.com as well, the blockchain scanner. We found out how much money Kareem needs on Thursday. Yeah, poor Kareem. That's a very unfortunate situation. Look, it'll be nice to know how much he needs for bail exactly so that we don't over-donate or under-donate. I'm glad, shout out to everyone that donated. Very unfortunate that basically this guy, huge HEX supporter, haven't really talked to him much in my life, but he's really like crazy gung-ho about HEX. Nothing but supportive for pumping all of our bags and stuff, marketing, all that. But he staked a lot of his HEX way too long, in my opinion. And now he's in trouble because a corrupt local government took him aside for, I think, having ammo in his bag. So we're donating, it looks like, to get him out. I haven't donated anything yet, but shout out to everyone that did donate. Everyone seems to have very strong opinions about this, but if you don't want to donate, just don't donate, right? If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. All right, class? But it will be nice. It'll actually help me make my decision. You know what I mean? And, yeah, Mad said he's good to go. Archie says, hit the likes. No, that was Sandy Beach. Sandy Beach. Sounded like a targeting, says Archie. I don't know if it's a targeting, man. Like, you shouldn't fly with ammo in your bag. It is kind of sketchy. Like, I mean, lesson learned, right? I'm sure he's learned a lesson, but it also depends, like, where you go. And I some of those small nations, kind of, the government kind of does whatever they want to do. So if they feel like making an example out of you, they're going to do that. So definitely not fair. Definitely hope he gets out. That sounds like a terrible situation. Hashtag free Kareem. But, yeah, thanks, Maddie. It will be nice to know how much he actually needs, so it's not just arbitrary. Could you put the store link in the chat, please? It's PulseChain store. Let me just find it real quick. I want to make sure I'm... PulseChain store. Pelican store? No. Yeah, it's just PulseChainstore.com. PulseChainstore.com. Yeah, they got some cool stuff. I like their phone cases. They got some cool shirts as well. You gotta love the merch, guys, right? Selling shovels to gold miners, these guys. PulseChainstore.com. Yeah, it's right on the screen here, guys. PulseChain store. You can see the domain. Forgetfulness can be a bastard sometimes. It sure can, right? It sure can. All right, boys and girls. 1,000 people viewing. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for being here. Congratulations to being here at the bottom of a bear market. Well, the bottom of a PulseChain bear market. Just in time for the opportunity of a lifetime. Just in time to get in on the ground floor. I still believe. You got to believe in something. Believe in something long term. 2+ years. We're holding for the long term, guys. The most gains throughout history have been come from people that were able to delay gratification, not from lottery ticket winners and scratch-off bets. So invest in yourself. Learn about crypto. HEXPassiveIncome.com if you're brand new. You can always book a call with me on the same website, HEXPassiveIncome.com, if you want to schedule a quick call. If you got any questions or want some one-on-one help, mentorship, that kind of thing. We'll see if you're a good fit, right? Not everyone's a good fit for mentorship, but give me a call. Book a call. All right, guys. Hit that like button. Tickle that like button. Smash the likes. Subscribe. Please subscribe right now. Right now, everybody. And one last thing. I wonder... I'm just wondering if I missed any super chats. Probably not. Like button. Everyone's too wrecked for a super chat. I totally get it, guys. I totally get it. Fast Abdul, tell me your secrets. My secrets are I buy and I hold and I sit on my ass. And that is what I do. Our ecosystem is solid as fuck. Yeah, it is. It's really good that the good stuff is starting to emerge. The really solid DeFi protocols, Liquid Loans, Power City, Coast, 0x Coast. All the big ones, right? We've got NFT platforms taking shape, Mintra, Beatbox, everything that a thriving ecosystem should have is being built right now, if not already, right? You got launch pads, you got all that stuff, meme coins, tons of meme coins. A lot of them are shit. Try to find the good ones. Before you go, why are you such a Chad? I don't know. I guess I was born that way. I just mew all day, every day. Mewing and edging, bro. You gotta edge before you goon. And then one day you might be a Sigma. I am out of dong. Damn it, Fast Abdul. I'm out of dong too. Sometimes you need more dong in your life, Which RH asset will moon first? I think they all moon at the same time because they're liquidity locked. I literally think they don't even have that much. When stuff starts pumping, you might have 1 month of Pulse, 1 month of HEX being the star. I think it's going to move too fast when it does move to really be able to tell or care. But I guess to answer that question, though, the one that's probably going to moon first is PLS because that's the spear that all of the stablecoin liquidity is tied to that. And so typically when people buy the coin, right, they buy the native asset first. So let's say you've got a fiat on-ramp. Let's say you've got Change Now or you're buying on PulseLN.com. Do you know you can buy PLS with Cash App on PulseLN.com? But, all these ways to buy involve buying PLS first, right? So this is PLS, the native coin, is the gateway, right? You have to enter through the gate, but once you're in the gate, then you can buy all the other stuff. So probably Pulse pumps first. But I don't think it's, like I said, I think it's going to happen quickly and when things heat up and there's euphoria in the ecosystem. I don't think a whole lot of... Because even if people don't touch HEX at all or don't touch PLSX at all, if Pulse goes up, they just go up too, automatically. As long as people aren't selling, if nobody sold HEX and PulseChain doubled in price, then HEX would also double in price. If nobody bought or sold HEX. Because it'd be liquidity bonded at a certain ratio to PLS. All right, this is PLSN.com. Sorry, this is PulseLN.com on the screen, guys. Very underrated website. Very underrated way to buy PLS. If you have Cash App, get some Bitcoin. Send your Bitcoin over here. On Lightning Network, it's almost instantaneous. And I think you can buy up to $1,000 worth of Pulse at a time here. Smaller amounts. And then keep an eye out for a brand new fiat on-ramp that I'm excited to reveal to you guys very, very soon. Good things are coming, guys. Good things are coming. More listings, more ways to buy. Projects, new projects all the time. Is there any $1 locked stablecoin on PulseChain? Well, funny you should ask. There's actually 4 of them. Actually, there's 3 bridged in and 4 native. So the bridged in ones are USDT, USDC, and DAI. The native ones are USDL, which is liquidloans.io. Then you've got, let's see if I can pull this up here. Stats. Liquidity. What is it? There's got to be something here. No. Gas, bridge. Maybe bridge. No, not really. Look, anyway, we've got USDC, $16 million of that, $10 million of USDT, $4.5 million of CST. This is the Coast native stablecoin from the centralized exchange Coast. GainPulseChain.com. Use my referral link, get 5,000 free weight tokens and cheaper fees. Seriously, I'm not just recommending that to get money. It's a great website. I've used it. It works like a charm. And it's going to be available in USA very soon. And then also $27 million of DAI. But you've also got, like I said, USDL from Liquid Loans. You've got HEX DC, which is a HEX-backed stablecoin, literally backed where the collateral is HEX. And then you've got PXDC, which is a PulseX-backed stablecoin. So you've got those three plus CST. Those are the native ones. You can mint a stablecoin with HEX, PulseX, or PLS, or directly with your bank account. It's great, guys. Everything is coming together. It's all part of the plan. You got to trust the process. Hey, I got $5 from Fong. Sent from Fong? Okay. Thanks, dude. Fuck. I'm going to cough up a lung. Thank you, Sandy B. I don't know what sent from Fong means. Yeah, damn it. All right. What else? Hopefully I've answered everybody's questions. I'll see you guys very soon. Like, subscribe. Have a great Tuesday. See you later.